want to thank you for joining me in Frugal Willie Mae's Kitchen today. I have 5 methods of natural pest control, and they really work. For a year, I have not had any mice come into my home. I use cinnamon sticks. I don't use the expensive kind. I use these for stirring if I'm doing a cinnamon drink. But these I ordered in bulk on Amazon. And I did check today, and you can get them for $7.99 with Prime. Doesn't cost you any shipping. And you can put these all over. I put them in my kitchen cabinet, my garage, and I've not had any mice. And believe me, I had found some before I started this method, so I know this works. I'm going to order another package because the scent's still there, but it's faint. It's not as strong, and I want it strong. Because usually in the fall and the spring, you see them coming in, and I don't want that. And number three, if I can get my little arthritic fingers up, is to get rid of bugs and spiders that may be coming in your house. A friend gave me this tip, and they said that they put the peppermint herbs or plants all around their house, let it grow, let it get thick all around the house, and they were not having spiders or bugs coming in their house any longer. I tried it, but every time I put it anywhere except in my little flower bed, people that wanted to weed eat, mow the yard and weed eat, they thought it was a weed and they just kept cutting them down. So I just gave up and said, hey, I'll do a different method for the bugs and spiders. Number 4 is this is to get rid of bees' nest. I have family members that are highly allergic. They end up with in the emergency room whenever they do get stung or walk-in clinic. They do have an epinephrine pen now, but still, every time they get stung, they get really, it really does a bad thing for them. They swell just really bad. So what I found, because especially I like to sit out on my deck and have lunch or breakfast or my supper or have my dinner meal. And so I did try, my husband and I started this years ago. And I don't even remember who gave me this tip and how natural it is. It's probably not natural, but it does get rid of the nest. I love bees in my yard. I don't want them where I sit down to eat. I don't want them under my chair. And I have looked under my table outside and see these big nests, and they're harder to get rid of. But if you will spray in the corners of underneath your chairs, your tables, up in the corner of, I've got a covered porch deck, whatever you want to call it. We always call it a covered deck. But up in the corners to where the bees like to build their nest, you spray that and you won't have them building the nest there. They'll go somewhere else, and that's the better method rather than having to kill them. But this worked, and we've done that for years. Now the number 5 method is to get rid of spiders, especially brown recluse spiders. I believe this works really well. Now you can use essential oils, or you can take vinegar and mix it 50% vinegar, 50% water, and you put it in a spray bottle like this, and you spray it everywhere you have seen spiders, and this is a non-toxic way. You do have to do it real often. Now I have carpet, I don't have wood floors everywhere, but everywhere that I've seen the spiders, I'll go in and I will spray into those areas, but you have to do it pretty often. You also need to make sure that you take a vacuum cleaner, and if it's got a long wand where you can reach up into the ceiling and vacuum, make sure that you get all the spider webs down. Sometimes I take a like this, show you this one. This is actually a ceiling fan duster, but it will telescope so that it gets pretty high. It will telescope pretty high, so if you have a real high ceiling, it may or may not reach it, but there are different methods. And a lot of time I'll knock them down, and then I will vacuum up what fell to the ground or to the floor. But anyway, those methods for me have worked really well. And I hope these have helped you. Maybe you have a different method. Please leave me a comment below and tell me what you've experienced and how you've gotten you've taken just natural products and you've gotten rid of the pest. You can always get an exterminator, but I'm trying to get away from anything like that. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you and keep you, and may His face shine upon you and your family today.